Chapter 16 Beneath the Surface. The rain had stopped by dawn, leaving the city shrouded in a pale grey mist. At Anna Petrov's estate, the air inside the study was just as heavy. The wives sat around the table, their exhaustion evident but their resolve unbroken. Radcliffe's message from the night before hung over them like a storm cloud, a reminder of the relentless pressure they faced. Anna stood at the head of the table, her expression cold and calculated. Radcliffe thinks she has us cornered, but she's underestimated what we're willing to do. Maria Gonzalez leaned forward, her voice sharp. Stanton gave us enough to disrupt her plans, but it's not enough to finish her. We need to strike at her core. Sophia Russo's gaze was distant as she tapped her fingers against the table. If we push too hard, we risk exposing ourselves even more. She's already watching us closely. Laura Williams' tone was blunt. Then we make her watch the wrong moves. We control the narrative, feed her the story we want her to believe. Anna nodded, her sharp gaze sweeping the room. We play this carefully. Maria, keep the pressure on her finances. Laura, I want eyes on her every move. And Sophia. She paused, her tone softening slightly. We need you to leverage your contacts. Find out who's feeding her information on us. Sophia's eyes flicked to Anna, a flicker of uncertainty crossing her face before she nodded. I'll handle it. Maria's pursuit. Maria worked tirelessly in her office, her monitors glowing with spreadsheets and transaction logs. She had spent hours tracing Radcliffe's financial network, following the threads of offshore accounts and shell corporations. Her persistence paid off when she uncovered a significant transfer linked to one of Radcliffe's key operatives. The funds were routed through a small, unassuming bank in Luxembourg, but their destination raised alarm bells, a private account tied to a known arms dealer. Maria picked up her phone and dialed Anna. I've got a lead. Radcliffe's funding something big. We need to act now. Sophia's encounter, Sophia's search for Radcliffe's informants, led her to a quiet park on the outskirts of the city. She sat on a bench, her posture relaxed, but her senses on high alert. Across from her, an older man in a worn coat approached, his movements hesitant. You have information? Sophia asked, her voice calm but firm. The man nodded, his eyes darting nervously. Radcliffe's been pressuring people, threatening families. She's targeting anyone connected to your group. Sophia's chest tightened, but she maintained her composure. And who's feeding her the details? The man hesitated, then handed her a slip of paper. This is all I know. Be careful. She's always one step ahead. Sophia unfolded the paper, her breath catching as she read the name scrawled across it. It was someone she knew, someone close. Laura's surveillance. From her vantage point in a nondescript van, Laura monitored a bustling downtown office building. Her binoculars followed Radcliffe's lieutenant, a sharp-dressed woman whose every move screamed precision and authority. She's heading inside, Laura said into her comms. I'm going in. Be careful, Anna's voice crackled through the earpiece. Laura slipped inside, blending seamlessly with the lunchtime crowd. She kept her distance as she followed the lieutenant to a conference room on the top floor. Positioning herself outside the door, Laura activated a small recording device, her heart pounding as she caught snippets of conversation. The shipment. Delay it until we have confirmation. Petrov's group is too close. Laura's pulse quickened. She had what they needed, but leaving undetected would be another challenge. The confrontation. By evening the wives regrouped at the estate. Sophia placed the slip of paper on the table, her hand trembling slightly. This is who's been feeding Radcliffe information. Maria's eyes narrowed as she read the name. I knew it. I never trusted them. Laura added her findings, the recording playing softly in the background. She's stalling shipments and consolidating her power. If we move fast, we can intercept her next operation. Anna's expression was unreadable as she studied the evidence. Finally she spoke. We act now, no hesitation. If we're going to finish this, we need to be ruthless. Radcliffe's gambit. In her dimly lit office, Helen Radcliffe reviewed a series of reports with a satisfied smile. Her operatives had confirmed the wives' movements, and her plans were already in motion. "They think they're closing in," Radcliffe said to her lieutenant. "But they're walking into a trap. Let them come." Her lieutenant hesitated. "And if they succeed?" Radcliffe's smile hardened. "They won't. By the time they realize what's happening, it'll be too late." The reckoning. As the wives prepared for their next move, the weight of their decisions settled heavily over them. Trust was thin, and the line between ally and enemy blurred more with each passing day. Anna poured herself a glass of whiskey, her gaze distant as she addressed the group. "This is the point of no return," she said. "Whatever happens next, we see it through, together." Maria raised her glass. "To the end." Sophia and Laura followed suit, their glasses clinking in a silent vow. The battle lines were drawn, and the final moves were about to begin.